Okay, I can start us off. This is the Policy and Procedure Subcommittee, Friday, February 13th, 2026. 10:30, I think we're a little late due to technical difficulties. This is a notice, the Policy and Public Procedure Subcommittee is reviewing the salary of elected official position to make a recommendation for the 2027 eighth term. And we're in the basement. So in a nutshell, we are going to go over the budget. We've had subcommittee sections, and this is a separate little piece. The three elected official, actually there's five, I guess, because it's like the commissioners as well. We are going over what we would put in the budget in terms of salary proposals. So let me start off with the roll call. So me, I'm here. Representative Kaczynski. Here. Representative LaMontagne. Here. Representative La Rochelle.
Present.
And I am making an addition to this so that we she's been asking for a long time beyond this. I'm appointing Representative Wall to the Policy and Procedure Committee, and she is here. All right, we are onward. So you have two sheets that came out here. This really monstrously big looking one is the comparables of each salary you can see in there of everybody down, and it goes through all of the Belknap, Carroll, Cheshire, Coos, Grafton, Hillsborough, Merrimack, Rockingham, Strafford, and Sullivan. The yellow one that you see across the line is what is that? Is that the overall? I'm not sure what that one is.
No, the other one's old, the old.
An old one. So anyway, if you look down, you'll see the comparable salaries. So that's this sheet. And I'll say something that, and I can't remember because time now blurs in my head. Last session, there was a Policy and Procedure Committee. And the push on the Policy Procedure Committee was to get the salaries were low and to get the salaries up to comparable level. And so that's the work that you're seeing here. The second sheet that you're seeing here lists the current salary. It gives you three sample options, I'll call it. A 2% increase in wages, a 4% increase in wages, and a 6% increase in wages. And it will give you what the total cost of that would be. All right, so I will open the floor up. Does anyone know what inflation is right now?
Yes.
About 3%.
3.1.
It was 4%.
No, it's 3.1 this morning. I looked at it.
All right, so inflation's at 3.1%.
That's correct, for the past year.
I'm not sure exactly how we want to approach this. It's a really strange way to do this. I've never negotiated on TV with people. Representative Wall.
Thank you. One reason I want to be on the county committee for this is because I do have experience in this with the county. And a lot of what you're looking at for salaries also depends on the size of the county. And we're now classified as a large county. We used to be medium, moderate, whatever. But now we're large, and the salaries are comparable to how large the county is and the responsibilities. Thank you.
I guess the best way, go ahead, Representative Tenza.
I know I'm not on the committee, but I think you're kind of missing one, right?
You tell me.
No, you resigned, right, from it?
I never.
Oh, okay. So I actually thought Susan was on it. I thought Susan DeRoy was on it, but if she was sick, so I wanted to step in. Is there any way, because I remember when the salaries, it was like gonna be a 50% increase and all that kind of stuff. Could I get this at some point? Doesn't need to be now, but where it has the 24, 25 columns in here on this one?
Right down here. Look at where it says Strafford County. Let me see which page you got.
They have,
This one.
25, 26.
You don't have this one?
Get the big.
Oh, use the big one? No, I
The
have
big
that.
one has everybody's salary for the last 3 years.
This is where everybody is right now on this bottom line.
Okay.
Okay? Right here.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Okay?
Awesome, thank you.
Okay, so,
And you have to understand that you're setting the salary for next year and the year after.
Yes, I knew that.
Okay?
I remember that.
And you have to set the salary, so that people know what the job pays before they run for the job.
Oh, that's right,
That-
2 year,
that's
got
the
it,
one.
got it, got it.
Okay.
Thank you, I won't interrupt you.
And, no, it's all right, and historically, if I may, Mr. Chairman, historically,
Please.
what would happen is that the delegation would give a pay increase based on what the employees got in the prior 2 years.
Right.
Okay, and they would spread that out, so we were always 2 years behind.
Mhm.
Now, delegation made some tremendous adjustments last year because we were falling way behind. Okay, we were just falling behind.
Well,
Yeah, well, Leo started that.
Leo caused the problem to some degree by always saying, don't give me a raise, don't give me a raise.
Right, don't give me a raise, don't give me a raise. No, yeah, he did that for
We said,
years and it just,
nobody's gonna run for the position
Right.
at the salary you're willing to accept.
right, so.
We're setting it for the next term, not this.
And the same thing happened with Charlie Crocco when he was county treasurer, and it was. Anyway, the bottom line here is that to try to give you some guidance, you folks can do whatever you'd like. You know, you made some major adjustments to these salaries last year and the year before. So, you know, from my perspective, if you left the salaries alone in the first year and gave some adjustment in the second year, I think that would be more than fair. I don't, when none of us are screaming or yelling about, we're all very satisfied. So, you know, if you want to give a 2% raise in the second year or something of that nature, it's 3.1. We were always ran behind anyway. So, and given the nature of the fact that we're under such budget pressures, and we're gonna be under budget pressure next year too, depending on the nature of what happens. So, that's what we're, you know.
So, I mean, again, this is kind of weird. I've never done a salary negotiation like this, another thing, but I just wanted to give the opportunity for this.
Sure.
The commissioner already said that, his take, the county attorney, what are your thoughts on the salary?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm happy with what I make and I realize it's larger than the other counties, so I'll just add a couple of things to that. And I would note that when we had this meeting 2 years ago, I didn't ask for any sort of increase. I kind of just sat quietly in the meeting, and that was something that the committee came to on their own. And it's also strange because I'm basically advocating for a salary that might not be mine, understanding of that if somebody beats me in an election.
Yeah.
But I'll just add this. Strafford County obviously has a higher cost of living than most of the other counties, I would say. So I think that should be taken into account for all the positions. Additionally, I confirmed at one of the last county attorney meetings that I am the only county attorney that does any sort of civil work for the county. And that includes giving you all legal opinions, representing the county, which is typically the jail, for lawsuits where there's no monetary claim. So when there's a monetary claim, Primex handles it. But if they're just suing for some sort of like injunctive relief, I typically handle that in order to save the county money. If it's not too much heavy lifting, which most of the time it's not. I don't know if anybody here knows this, but every time an ICE detainee files a habeas corpus petition, they sue the jail for relief as well, and we are ordered to be represented, or the jail's ordered to be represented in that lawsuit. So I handle those as well, and I've been keeping track since October because there have been more of them than ever before, but I am currently representing the House of Corrections on 50 habeas petitions since October.
Wow, 50. I was wondering about that number.
Yep, which I won't lie, it doesn't take a lot of heavy lifting. Typically, we file an appearance and have to track the cases it goes through, and the U.S. attorneys do most of the work, but it is labor intensive to have to follow 50 different cases and ensure that the United States District Court isn't requiring anything further of us, reading all the orders that come out. Keeping track of that, so.
Question?
Is there an additional cost for doing those cases?
No, it's all just I just take the burden on myself, and I also carry a full caseload, which a lot of the other county attorneys don't.
I was trying to figure, because I know we have a cost per inmate, but I'm trying to figure that would increase that cost by having it, you know.
Sorry, no, there's no like filing fees that we have to take on for those. It's just my time. and my, legal assistance time.
Yeah, and our county attorney also supervises drug court, mental health court, which are courts that we have in Strafford County, which no other county has. Okay, so, I mean, they have drug courts now, a lot of them, so. Our county attorney does a lot more than just prosecute felons. Just that's all short.
Any other questions for the county attorney?
I had a question about the commissioners, do you want me to wait on?
Let's do the commissioners last. I'm gonna work my way through the other officials and I'll put the, register of deeds on the spot.
Hi, everyone. So I'm very happy, with my salary. Again, I will reiterate what Emily has said, that I may not be in the position. It's really about the position. The only thing that I would add is that if the other, elected officials know if there's an increase, that I think it's appropriate that the Office of Register of Deeds, follow that as well. But I feel very content with, what I have, and I've taken on more responsibility than I think a lot of other registers of deeds have. I'm the president of the Registry of Deeds Association, and I do a lot of outreach with the public. I'm in the office every day. I'm involved with really pretty much everything with the registry. So, but again, I'm very pleased with what the delegation approved last time, and I think that's appropriate.
Questions for the register of deeds? All right, last on the spot before I come back to the commissioners, the sheriff.
Yes, good morning. As both these ladies said, I'm more than happy with my salary. The county benefits are also very nice. None of us went into public service to be millionaires. So I think we recognize, and probably you all recognize, that with the qualifications that many of us we could make more money elsewhere or in the private sector. But some of the other, it does appear on here that I'm the highest paid sheriff, which is, I know that Rockingham's budget is off and that they're looking for a significant increase in his salary. I do think it's less than a lot of the police chiefs in the area, which is just comparable wise, just thinking about the different qualifications. But I do think that a couple years ago in this discussion, it's my understanding that you wanted a qualified sheriff, and this is one of the situations where my experience, I think, is comparable to the salary, and I'm pleased with it. One other thing that we do in Strafford County on the same lines as the federal obligations is my office does take in a lot of, or not a lot, not nearly as much as the jail, but we do take in and process the transport fees from the marshals and from ICE. So we are actually taking in income that most of the other counties are not, and that Rockingham just decided not to. So that is an additional thing that is important, and that I have the skills to manage that money side of things.
Questions for the sheriff? So, because you look like you're poised for a question, Representative Kaczynski.
I just, what are the benefit, what is the benefit package for these jobs we're talking about? Healthcare?
I assume healthcare and pension, is that correct, or is there some kind of retirement thing?
We pay into the New Hampshire retirement
Paying
system.
Not all of us.
yeah.
It's,
Yeah,
we have the same, I think, the same
Is the-
opportunities for benefits of all full-time employees of the
Correct.
county, is my understanding.
I'm on my husband's health insurance for whatever. Can I ask the question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is it still the case that a lot of the other sheriffs are part-time?
So there is no set hours or, because I don't pay into the New Hampshire retirement system, there isn't a set hours. So the other sheriff, they can be here as little or as much as they want. And that is the case for me also. But like I am here every day, and
I guess I should rephrase that,
Yeah.
because all the county officials, you have to pay the salary no matter how much they work.
right.
But I work more, more, at least 40 hours a week. I know you do as well. I know our former sheriff did not, and it's been the historically that past sheriffs don't work 40 hours or view it as a part-time job. So I was
Yes.
wondering if other sheriffs still view it as a part-time
I-
job, even if they're paid
It's
salary.
many of, up to, of the 10 sheriffs, a large percentage of them are retired from full-time work. So. But from what I see, they put a lot of hours in, but others do have other jobs and other income that appear to take up a lot of time as well. But this is my primary role, and I feel that I'm compensated as such, which is nice.
Do you pay into the New Hampshire retirement system? Are you in that system or?
Not at the moment. I'm in it's sheriffs, it's an interesting thing that I'm trying to work out with the retirement system, at the moment.
But you're in the retirement system.
Yes, it's the group that's not the police and
No,
volunteers.
Group one.
Group one.
Group, I was gonna say it's group one, it's not
They're in
group two.
they're in group one.
That's correct.
And are you in group one?
Yeah, group one, group two, and group three.
But now I believe I am getting into that.
Yeah, thank you for allowing me to.
Sure. Any other questions? Oh, let me, did you, questions for these, or you wanna go back to the commissioners?
Sure.
All right, I'll come back, back to Representative Kaczynski's questions about commissioners.
So commissioners, somebody, taxpayers may think, well, do they even get paid for that job? It's kind of like really public service. But with that, what are the benefits that a commissioner receives?
Commissioners receive the same benefit package as all management staff.
So you're eligible for healthcare then?
That's correct, and that was a result of a law that was passed in 1973. Just to let you know. It was just a law that was passed in 73.
You eligible for paid vacations?
No, we're different.
No, I said, you said all the benefits.
No, yeah, that's not really, I'm talking about health.
Healthcare is a pretty good benefit.
Healthcare is a fabulous benefit, no question, but we don't have vacations. Commissioners are 24 hours, 7 day a week.
I'm just trying to figure it out. I don't know.
No, I'll let you know.
I never saw it listed anywhere.
Yeah, I'm letting you know, county commissioners are on 24 hours, 7 days a week. It doesn't matter whether it's midnight, 3 o'clock in the morning, it just doesn't matter, okay? We don't have vacations, we don't get vacation pay, any of that, it's not. We're not in the retirement system, we pay social security, okay? So, on our wages, and that's it, I mean, that's the full gamut of it. And we average about between 30 and 50 hours a week, depending on the nature of what we've got going on.
Representative, well, I'll get you next, Representative Wall.
Yeah, just quickly, cost of, or the inflation rate was 3.1% this past month.
Last year.
Cost of living is 4% according to Wall Street Journal.
Representative Potenza.
Yeah, I just had a question about, for elected officials, or just, I guess, let's just talk about elected officials. I know state representatives have the option to buy in as well, right? So I wanted to, I would assume, would that be the same rate? So for example, well, let's just use the sheriff, for example. So does she have the option, she buys in for health insurance and then it's deducted out of a pay period? Is that how it works?
Yeah, usually it's I pulled this up and looked at it, but the standard generally is 80-20. The person the employee pays in 20% and then
Right.
the taxpayers pay the other 80, is how it generally works.
Like I have friends that are state reps that have really great health insurance, like from a spouse, right? But then they're missing eye or they're missing dental, and they do that through, you know what I mean, their
Right.
elected.
You'd full pay it.
You could, the legislature, this has been going on for a long time.
So I just wanted to kind of understand how
Yeah,
it works.
the legislature has the ability to appropriate money for yourselves. Okay, now, just hear me out. And this, I went through this 50 years ago when I was in the legislature. The legislature can appropriate the money for benefits for themselves. Okay? They either have to do it at Concord, or they could do it at the county level. I've been through this, okay, so If you all wanted health insurance coverage, you just have to appropriate the money for it. Okay? And the legislature has argued about it multiple times in the past and said, no, well, you know, then they apparently recently, well, I don't know, about 5 or 6 years ago, maybe, Peter, you could probably tell me, that the legislators were able to purchase health insurance coverage through the state.
You still can.
You still can, okay, yeah. So, the legislature would never appropriate the money for themselves to do it, okay? That's how the system works, okay?
Yeah, so I look at this recently, so
Yeah.
a single payer, if just you did it and
Correct.
as a legislator and you went and said, I wanna buy insurance from the
Yes.
state.
Right.
A little over, like about 1,100, I'm just spitballing this, if it's two people, it's about 2,200, so about 25,000 a year. And for a family, it's 40K for your insurance.
I did that.
Okay, so wait.
Cadillac, Twin.
That sticker shock is classic for the family one, I just gotta
Yeah,
say.
family.
Okay,
Yeah.
so $40,000
Yes.
Family.
and then divide that for.
So if you as a legislator wanted to go buy your family from the state, it would cost you $40,000. So, but for the, I don't know if that's true, if it's 80-20 for you guys, but
Yeah,
for,
it's not that-
for state employees, they would only pay 20% of that 40,000. And so the state would pick up the rest of
So,
the.
and same thing, like bring it back to what the individual
Yeah,
cost.
exactly. It'd be, you pay 20% of that $1,100 thing.
But those, I assume, especially now, they've gone up. I mean, because,
Health insurance is going up.
oh my God.
That's this
crazy
year,
expensive
those
right
numbers
now.
I'm throwing out, by the way, that's this year. If you.
Oh, you get, that's this year.
That's current, that's
Okay.
current cost. So, and that's pretty the standard across, at least what I saw when I dealt with either municipal or school employees, is generally an 80-20 split. As this is coming over from last time, what you try to do to save money is you try to shift the plan that they're buying. And generally, if it's a union bargaining unit, you have to have them agree to move to the plan. What we try to move you to is a higher deductible plan, so we bring that $40,000 one down. And then, what we really try to do is for younger employees that are at lower risk,
Yes.
we try to move that, since they're having to pick up 20% of the cost and they're really healthy and they're not gonna use it, it's worth a gamble for them to have an option to do a higher deductible pay. So that's my health
And
insurance.
the same exact thing is happening in the private sector.
Yes.
Because it's exact,
Yeah,
my husband's company went through this entire thing.
yeah.
And there was no way they could not increase the costs to the employees. There was just no way.
No,
So
that's.
higher deductibles now and higher amount out of your paycheck. That's it. There was no way they could do it.
And there's
So,
one other thing I should probably add in that, well, like in my case, I'm on Medicare.
Yeah,
So I'm not even on the county's insurance.
yeah,
I'm on Medicare, okay, so there's about 15 or 16 employees right now who are that are old enough to be on Medicare, so they're not on the county.
okay.
So I wanted to make sure I threw that out there to you. Just-
How many commissioners are on the healthcare plan?
Well,
I'm not,
she's not, she gets health care through. Now, all employees, if they're capable of getting health insurance through another source, okay, we will actually pay them not to be on the county's health insurance.
which is standard. This is standard.
This is standard. We've done this for 20 years.
It's cheaper. It's
It's
cheaper to
cheap.
give them like a payout than
Give
to
them
pay.
give them a stipend.
Then,
And it's not a lot of.
paying
it's a couple
20% of 40,000 or give you a stipend.
Right.
At the school district, it went upwards of, it could be as high as $9,000.
Yes,
Yeah, I
ours
was
is only,
wondering,
ours is only
does-
$2,200.
Is that standard? I mean, is that across the board? I've always wondered that. Does everyone do that stipend, basically? All other counties?
We
do
all
that?
try to negotiate
No.
the stipend down, is what we try to do.
Right.
And I think as the commissioner said, the it used to be really, really high.
I know.
But we brought it down, or have been trying to bring it down to just a couple of $1,000s.
And
The
that's.
city
what
of
we
Dover is
are, right?
$19,000 for the year.
What?
If you don't have insurance, you get $19,000.
Yeah, that we would change, or I would suggest changing, but.
What a liability.
What
Oh
other
my
people's
gosh.
money's all about.
That's-
So a couple $1,000s is still big by comparison.
So again, nothing in the package, and again, I would say if we had such an entity that we had such a huge buyout, it would be something that we would actually look at, but it does not sound like that's the case. So, I mean, I don't know what to say, that's health insurance is a big benefit.
Yeah, there's no question health insurance is a, and this year in our budget, there was a little over $1 million increase in health insurance for everyone.
Yeah.
Which is another reason why we suggested that, I was suggesting that you not raise wages for the elected officials in the first year next year, because those who are getting health insurance benefits, at least under the present negotiated settlement, is that the county is absorbing that cost in order to keep things level, keep things stable, okay, in the workforce, so. Just to let you know.
All right,
And that's all subject, of course, to the delegation approval. If they don't approve it, then we're gonna go back.
So I think what I've heard here, actually, I'm just gonna kind of sum up, that it sounds like that people would not take a raise the first year, even though I hate doing that with the adjustment. The question is, the second year is 2% okay? It's really kind of lean, but we did move everybody up. I'm just gonna do a cautionary tale that we can do this. And the employees, I feel a little nervous saying that here, but that with the idea that when we visit, if those of us who are back here, if we're back here, whoever's here, at the next time that we do the budget, that we really take a look again, because it looks like to me, like in terms of comparability, we're pretty good, that we don't fall out, but I think right now, given that the budget's pretty awful,
Remember, this is next year's budget too.
I know, but does that sound like something people would be okay with, 0 and 2% for the 2 years? Representative Kaczynski?
I'd be happy with 0 both years. And
Okay.
that could be examined in the future. And Commissioner McLaris made a great point, that 9% increase in healthcare. I mean, that'll affect more than 1 year, in my opinion. The employees here seemed happy with their pay. They are generous compared to the other counties. I'm looking here, I'm saying 6 out of 10 counties, we're above them. You know, most of them are at that same level for most of their employees. And I think, you know, the constituents we're representing were worried if they're gonna lose their job to AI or get laid off because some of these companies are backing off after COVID times. I think that would be a prudent thing to do. And if next year somebody thinks they deserve such a, you know, a bigger raise, then look at it at that point.
Anyone else would like to? Representative La Rochelle, you've had a lot of experience with town employees, city employees.
I guess the key thing, and we raised our police pay here recently because we couldn't attract applicants. I guess if we think 0 and 0 would still attract qualified candidates, I'd be for it. But if it interferes with our ability to attract and retain qualified candidates, I'd be more inclined to add something to the second year.
Representative Lamontagne,
I disagree with what Laura said.
Representative Wall.
I'm still thinking we're planning 2 years out. I mean, the next term, we're not paying the current commissioners or the current county attorney or anyone else. We're thinking of the next team coming in. And I'm a little, if we stick with 0% the first year and go up 2% the next, we're still, I don't think we'll be in line with the other counties really. I don't like to spend money, much. On other people, I do spend money, but, if everybody who's employed is comfortable with 0% the first year, gee, you're awfully generous with your modesty. I'd like to see it go up a little bit, and either that or do a flat rate for the next term of the people coming in. And I don't want 0.
Representative Tenza?
I know I can't vote but I just think from the people here that spoke to, so for the registry of deeds and the sheriff and the county attorney. It was a huge, I was like, I think all of us were, that increase was massive. And I can't see us doing another increase, when we are at the top tier right now. I mean, I think for those positions alone, the rest, that's different, but those are those 3 right now are at that top tier. Most, in the sense with our county attorney, as well as with the sheriff, and those are the highest. I think we should keep them at 0 at this point, just because of what we did over that, that budget and a half cycle, so.
I think I'm did I miss anybody? I think I'm the last person to speak, so I'll speak last. I honestly, I really appreciate, and it's really weird doing this like in a public thing like this, but I appreciate the openness to the first year of flatness. I personally would like to see the 0.2, because that works out to a 1% raise over the next, with inflation at 3. And I think that's not an insane ask. I've never actually, I can honestly say I've never negotiated that ever. And I think it's really a reasonable way to do it, to retain the staff we have. I think our salaries are competitive, but if inflation stayed at the same rate over the next 2 years, they would lose 6%, and we're only gonna do 2. So it's a net loss of 4% on them. It seems really reasonable to me. So my suggestion, and I know some people won't be able to live with it, is 0 the first year and 2% the second year. Is there anyone who will entertain a motion with that?
I'll make a motion, 0% first year, 2% the second year.
Second.
Motion is made by Representative LaMontagne, seconded by Representative LaRochelle. This is a money thing, so I'm gonna do a roll call vote on it. Representative Kaczynski, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you just brought up, what if inflation goes up to 4 or 5 or 6%? And I guess the thought, boom, goes right in my mind is, what about the people, the taxpayers? Most of them are in fields where that doesn't happen. They don't get these kind of increases, everything tied to inflation. There's people that, I was talking with Representative Schmidt earlier, there's people live in small dinky houses, they get by on small pays. They're not seeing something like that. I don't know why it's automatic for the government employee, everything's gonna be boom, boom, boom. Exactly what the rate of inflation is, and the poor suckers down the bottom, they just pay it. Just my opinion.
Any other comments?
I gotta say that, my social security went up, that's my major source of income. Like $2,300 a month, I'm living on, I can live on that, because no mortgage, no car payments, no dependents. But it did, social security goes up every year.
I think it was 2.7 this year. Right, it was 2.7 social security, 2.8.
When you can go woke.
Okay, if that said, I'll do a roll call vote, and so the motion on the table is 0% first year, 2% second year. Representative Kaczynski.
No.
Representative LaMontagne.
Yes.
Representative LaRochelle,
Yes.
and Representative Wall.
Reluctantly, yes.
And I say yes, motion passes for, oh, wait a second. Oh,
No, I don't vote.
I was like, what am I doing wrong here?
No,
My
you're
math
good.
is wrong. No,
I think
motion,
you're missing a person on the committee, but.
motion passes 1, 2, 3, 4 to 1. All right, I think we have officially achieved that. I really appreciate all of the staff here, because it is really kind of awkward to do your salary in public. And with that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion made by Representative, Lamontagne, seconded by Representative Wall. All those in favor? It's unanimous. We are done.